ang weird lang talaga. Bakit niya ba sinama yung tungkol kay JP? Tapos,
Yun nga.
ang masakla
JP,
pa doon, saka limited
bumalik ka
lang
na,
yung,
okay?
yung budget namin.
Oo.
Hindi ka
Yun nga, anong implication nun, limited na budget? Kasi nakuha ko nun, una, yung visceral reaction ko, ako yung tipid. Like, makakatipid kayo pag ako pala.
Ako yung budget
so, parang
meal.
insulto lalo, right?
Oo, yeah.
Yeah, parang yung ano lang, yung a la carte lang sa Jollibee, you know. Yung 79, alam mo yung mix and match?
Mix and match, yeah.
Yun yung ano yung reception food, no? And si OP lang specifically may ganung food. Yung iba like naka-catering. Nag-cost cutting sila kay OP. Mahal si OP, man. Mahal. Mix and match naka-beef steak lang siya tsaka small coke, small fry. Hindi mo lang ginawang Hindi mo lang ginawang lunch yung order ni OP. Tapos kaninang umaga pa binili, no? So lamig-lamig na nung kanin.
Tapos sagi na yun, sagi na yung fries.
Tapos sagi na.
Man.
Yeah, man, sagi fries. Tapos wala pang ketchup packet. Hindi mo lang... Hindi mo lang bumili ng ketchup pa. Literal na like nakasupot pa. So nakulob na yung fries. Oh my God. Let's go. What's up? Hello. Hey. Welcome. Midnight Crisis, episode 77 something.
29. This is 29.
29, yeah. Mas remember mo pa kasi sa akin. Sign, XYNN, the SIGN, and Aldous.
Yeah. ALDOUS, alam nyo na.
5 million stacks.
Unoriginal.
Yeah. Ayun. Simula pa lang. Okay. So that's it. Thank you guys. So ganun yung energy, no? Wala, chill lang kami. Yun.
Yeah.
How have you been?
Uminom ako ng kape ngayon. Kasi para sa viewers namin, pati sa listeners namin. Hindi ko alam kung ano yung suot ni Sign ngayon kasi wala kaming visual aids.
Visual aid, okay.
Visual
After
aid.
the catastrophe that was last episode.
Yung last episode, yeah. Sobrang fail-safe ng ano namin. Sobrang...
I took heavy precautions.
Kaya hindi kami
ang consequence, hindi namin makita isa.
Pero yun, swerte yung mga viewers kasi makikita nila kami pareho. Kasi technically kami ni Sign, naka-podcast version kami sa isa't isa sa pagre-record ngayon.
Yeah, so parang podcast in a way.
Parang podcast in a way.
Podcast in action. I mean, look, basta may ano yan, may layers, okay? May layers. Ano ba? Ano bang keme? Bago tayo mag-start, kasi like parang about sakto, like nanood ako kahapon kasi kumakain ako ng popcorn right now kasi hindi naubos yung popcorn yesterday. Nanood ako ng The Long Walk. Francis Lawrence directed, and adaptation ng book ni Stephen King na The Walk. I think The Walk yung title. It's pretty good. Actually, it's pretty good. It's great. It's a great film about friendship and, metaphors, war. Basically, ang idea dun is maglalakad ka ng 3 miles. Maglalakad ka lang. 50 kayo. Maglalakad lang kayo. And kung sino yung matira, yun yung panalo. That's it. Yun yung buong film. Naglalakad lang sila.
Tapos anong mangyayari sa panalo?
Pera and one wish. Yun yung idea. Parang beyond one wish. I think ang idea is nagkaroon ng war sa America and natalo yung America. So para i-boost daw yung moral ng country, ginawa nila yung The Long Walk. Basically, para to, boost yung moral and motivation ng people. Parang ganun. So, tiki-tikis ang tao from 50 states. Tapos
okay. Kaya 50 yung okay.
Yeah. Tapos pag natalo ka, papatay ka. That's it. Headshot.
Oh, bro.
That's it. Yun yung hook.
Na-leave out mo yung crucial information na yun.
Yeah. It's dystopian. Dystopian siya. Okay? So, it's a really great film, man. Nasa theme yung episode. Nasa theme yung movie na yun kasi ng episode ngayon kasi about siya sa very camaraderie ng men. Kasi I think men lang yung possible makasali. I think
Sexist.
At that time, I think in hint that time na mga nasa early 70s or early 80s yung nag-take place yung film kasi mga cars parang medyo luma. Pero like hindi outright sinabi kung ano yung era. Pero like, ang cool lang. Basta ang cool kasi after namin lumabas, parang ang una namin ko, ang galing ni Stephen King gumawa ng concepts. Kasi ang dami niyang films, ang daming films at this point, ang dami niyang books na ginawa. Yun na yung akin.
Tapos ang dami rin inadapt na ano niya, na
at this
books
point, yeah,
niya into movies.
Yeah, exactly. So, really awesome na film. I recommend if release siya sa Pinas. I don't know if like release siya, but The Long Walk is a great watch.
Yung The Long Walk kasi dito sa Pilipinas, ano eh, Death March. Oh, man.
Yeah. It's pretty, yeah. Pero parang ganun, parang may ano siya, may allegory sa war, or sa Vietnam War. At that time, I think, yun yung sabi ni Stephen King, or doon siya nag-allude na yung book is a metaphor sa Vietnam War kasi televised yun, yung lakad nila. Like, you know, for how many long sila maglakad, dire-diretso lang, walang pahinga, walang ano, basta kung sino lang matira sa 50 na yun.
Yung mga ganong
so, talagang
film?
imagine walking for 5 days or 6 days. Imagine just walking. 3 miles, yung tamang lakad lang.
Tapos
for 5 days na hindi ka ever tutigil. Like, pagtatay ka, like, like, you know, like, may mga strategy para kung paano tumahay or umihi.
Pasintabi po sa mga kumakain ngayong gabi. Sorry po.
Yeah. Pero yeah, like, ang gritty niya, ang astig. Basta sobrang astig lang ng concept. Ayun.
Actually, something came into my mind, man. Kasi, yung mga, ano ba to? Roman holidays na type. Kasi parang modern Roman holidays yung ganong genre. Yung parang people will either kill or die. Tapos nakikita siya ng ibang tao. Kumbaga nag-start kasi yun. Kaya siya, I think, Roman holiday yung tawag. Kasi diba yung sa Colosseum, patayan, tapos, kumbaga yung entertainment is yung harm or death ng isang tao. Tapos, actually, medyo nasagot ko pala yung sarili kong tanong doon. Kasi ang tatanungin ko sana, sino kaya yung nag-start nung ganong uri ng concept? Tapos kakasabi ko lang na ayun nga, it dates back sa Roman times. So ayun, wala lang. Medyo kinat ko yung tangent na yun kasi nasagot ko yung sarili kong tanong.
Hindi, pero like, pa-facilitate siya zooming out, right? Like, saan nanggaling yung knack for entertainment natin, seeing other people hurt,
actually,
kill each other. Diba?
Intense slapstick. Kumbaga yung slapstick, merong comedic value. Ito talaga, entertainment, dun talaga sa sa act of harm.
Violence.
Sa violence. Ayun, yun yung hinahanap kong term, man. Ayun, yung violence.
Yeah, interesting na like psychology like na-develop natin, you know, na stuck na sa brain natin at this point. Pero yeah, ano pa ba? May isa pa, Life of Chuck. Another Stephen King na naman, short story siya, pinanood ko a day before. So like parang nagulat lang ako na sunod-sunod yung films na napapanood ko na Stephen King yung source material. Another great one about sa life. Very inspiring, you know. I contain multitudes. Doon ko na yung message na nakuha ko. Basically, hindi ka lang iisang definition of a person. You know? Really great watch again. Basta ang galing niya magsulat ng story, man. It's inspiring. This past few days, it's inspiring me more. Like, I really gotta like lock in, you know, kasi like this shit's great. Like parang galing. Ang galing niya mag-conceptualize and magsulat ng stories.
Yes.
Lahat yung concepts are very unique. Like parang, you know, from it to Life of Chuck, ang layo. You know, ang layo nung dalawang yun, pero like nagugulat ka na lang after ng pelikula na parang, oh wait, ganito kay Stephen King para mapapagano ka, like, yeah.
Actually, to some degree, yung It nga parang siya Lovecraftian yung ano niya, yung dating niya na parang cosmic horrors. Parang ganon. Na kumbaga yung
I think
fear of
The Mist
unknown.
mas dun eh. Yeah, yung The Mist, if alam mo yun. Stephen King din siya, I think. Like din yun, like parang naglilin din sa cosmic horror. Kasi bigla nagkaroon ng makapal na fog. Tapos may mga parang monsters na nag-spawn or something like niya. Fascinating. Kaya parang gano'n.
Wow, sobrang layo nung naging natin dun sa dapat natin
pero
mag-usapan.
okay, connected yung dalawa ko kasi, friendships. Okay? May na-develop na friends throughout the walk. So, doon tayo maglalakad papunta. Ayan nakunin ko.
Which, nice. Immaculate segue.
So, yeah. So, today, ang concept namin is, ang namin, kasi word, ang namin, stories right now. Magbabasa ako ng stories about friendship, kung may nasira ba, na-develop, or
ABYG pa rin siya.
ABYG?
Yeah.
Of course. We won't say kung anong website dahil nasa ban pa rin ako. Personally, I don't know kung kailan ililift ni Aldous ang ban. Pero, you know where. You know where to find itong, threads.
Yeah.
Careful sabihin nyo
alam nyo na.
Sub-threads. Ayan, there we go. Yeah.
Sub-threads. It's not as catchy if you,
Pero we'll be exploring friendships and shit. So, let's see what happens sa mga taong to. And kung ano ba sila, gago or not.
Ooh. So, let's jump into it.
Let's jump into it. I can see Aldous will start. Yeah, ikaw na mag-start dahil nag-tangent ako for a while.
Okay.
Na-burn ko yung ating batuhan.
Para din hindi mo na masabi yung sinend mo sa akin na link. Baka makwenta mo na naman.
Oo.
Throwback
again
sa iba namin.
Yeah.
Sa una, I think, feeling ko yun yung pinakaunang ABYG na ginawa natin. Sobrang funny nun kasi very limited yung sinend sa akin ni Sign. Tapos, ayun, nabasa niya yung isa. Kaya hindi ko alam kung
yeah.
ko. Pero again,
Scuffed.
para sa mga ngayon lang manonood, para sa mga bago sa Midnight Crisis, una sa lahat, hello. Host yarn. Ano tawag dito? Hindi namin alam yung content ng bawat isa sa mga
preface by saying, we just read, ako personally, I just read yung titles.
Yeah.
And that's it. Kasi personally, ayoko ma-spoil. So
tapos
we don't know kung ano mangyari.
Kapag medyo clickbaity yung title, tapos interesting siya, yun yung babasahin namin. Tapos, sabay-sabay natin itong well, technically hindi sabay-sabay kasi pre-recorded yung episode. Pero ayun, ngayon lang din namin siya mababa.
Yeah. I need to judge. Yeah. So, there we go.
So, ayun. Dito na tayo sa una. ABYG. Kung pipiliin ko yung 1 year na friend ko versus sa almost 15 years. Oo nga pala. Baka nga pala maging judgmental dito sa simula.
Okay. You know what? Sige, pwede nating i-lift yung judgmental. You can react and stuff.
Okay. Hindi ako maging judgmental pero magre-react ako.
Yeah, magre-react ka. Yeah. Para this mas may space. May humans.
Ayun.
Okay.
Ang reaction ko
so 1 year versus mas pinili niyo yung 1 year versus 15 years yung friend.
Na friend.
Okay. Alright. Seatbelts.
Pero, ayun. Okay. Sinabi ko okay. Tapos yung start nung post is okay. Yun. 3 beses ko na sabihin niyo okay. Ito na talaga. Mag-start na.
Go!
Okay.
Okay.
So may dalawang friend ako. Wow! Wait lang. Mahirap basahin kasi yung mga wala siyang mga punctuation.
Jeje?
Hindi siya jeje, pero alam mo yun, nag-iiba yung meaning kasi wala siyang periods and commas and stuff. I'll try.
Try mo na i-plow through, right? Try mo na i-plow through para like maganda siyang... para dire-diretso. Yeah.
So may dalawang friend ako. One is bago lang and the other is of 15 years na. And the problem is that I can only employ one of them. Oh!
Okay.
Employ? Okay, this started because yung friend ko, 15 years, wants to resign back in June. And I said, okay. So I told my other friend, since naghahanap rin siya ng trabaho na may vacant ako with a basic of 12K. For doing errands like 3 to 7 times lang in a week. So this is a very, very chill job. Ako na lang yung i-hire. Then, suddenly, on the month kung kailan na sana magsa-stop yung old friend ko, bigla na lang siya nag-change of heart and stating na di rin pala daw lilipat yung misis niya sa ibang lugar. which was the reason kung bakit siya magre-resign in the first place. Now I'm a man of my words. And concern rin sa ibang friends ko na ano tong siyang? Sayang rin naman daw yung Jejemon, man. Oh, man, ang hirap basahin.
Go!
Nasayang rin naman daw yung pagkakaibigan namin for how many years na. And totoo naman, kung walang-wala pa ako, andun rin siya and never rin siya humingi ng kahit ano except for cigarettes. At libre sa com shop kahit may mga utos-utos ako sa kanya noon. Ano ba? Oh my God.
Bro!
Pero as of late, sinabi ko rin sa mga friends ko na nag-iba na talaga yung old friend ko kahit nasa 25k na yung sweldo niya sa akin. Wow.
Okay.
Yung mga utos ko minsan di niya na ginagawa and nagpaparinig pa siya na problema daw yan, ganito, ganyan. Like, ang simple lang talaga, kahit isang oras magagawa niya na yun and he can do whatever he wants for the rest of the week. Like, ganun ka-chill ang job niya sa akin. And minsan walang follow-up, like magpapasign ng papers sa mga agencies. Ngayon ko lang nalaman na di niya pa pala nagawa kasi that time, wala daw dun yung tao na magsasign so hindi niya na binalikan. Ngayon, ako ang napahamak kasi way overdue na. Like things na ganyan, parang lumaki talaga ulo niya. So, ABYG, pag mas pipiliin ka na, pag mas pipiliin ko na lang tong bagong friend ko over sa kanya. My gosh. Fill in the blanks yung yung vowels. Fill in the blanks yung vowels,
yeah. Pero, okay, so, like, natin, summarize. So, basically, hinar niya yung friend niya, na 15 years na silang friends, pero tamad. Yun yung reklamo niya, tamad.
Yeah.
Kaya hindi niya kinuha? Ano yung sinabi about sa missus?
Okay. The way I interpreted it is dapat magre-resign na yung old friend. So, naghahanap na siya ng bagong i-hire, which is yung 1 year niya ng friend.
Yung 1 year, okay.
Tapos,
kaso
after a while, nag-change of heart kasi parang merong circumstance na nag-lead dun sa tao na yun na kaya naman ako magre-resign kasi aalis ata yung misis niya.
Dilipat yung misis.
Oo, tapos
okay. Magre-relocate sila.
Oo. Hindi na daw aalis. Kaya, babalik ngayon. Hindi na siya magre-resign.
Hindi siya magre-resign. Ang problema is, nandun yung 1 year friend na.
Kumbaga, meron na nga yung parang option na parang, okay, basically...
Hindi niya kayo both i-hire?
Actually, yun yung sinabi niya simula. Right? Yun yung sinabi niya simula na I can only employ one of them. Yun yung Kaya nagulat din ako na akala ko pipiliin as a friend. Pero hindi pala. This is in a professional setting.
Yeah. Professional setting, yeah. Akala ko may drama or chismis. Okay, interesting. Yan ang problema, I guess, kapag may mga long-term friendships, right? Iahalo mo yung friendship mo sa business.
Yeah.
Kaya very dangerous. Kaya usually ang tip na nakukuha ko habang lumalaki ako, especially kapag venture sa mga shit na ganyan, is kapag gagawa ka ng business, wag with a friend.
Yes.
Wag with a friend daw. And yeah, it gets complicated kasi yung relationship mo, mamimix yung bias mo sa kanya as a friend versus yung like output niya and yung like kung sino siya as a co-worker. Like para how, diba? Lalo na, may power dynamics at play kasi boss ka niya.
Yeah.
Diba kasi siya nagpapasweldo sa kaibigan niya. So, mahirap yan.
Pero okay, in an ideal situation, in an ideal circumstance, medyo power tripping yung nangyayari.
Why do you think so?
I mean, power tripping not in the boss's perspective, hindi sa perspective ni OP.
Hindi kay OP.
Okay. Sa perspective nung 15 years na friend. Na parang sobrang naging kampante na siya. Na parang, okay lang. Kumbaga, tropa ko naman barkada ko naman na, na hindi naman ako hindi pipiliin nito. Kasi matagal na kaming, magkaibigan, ganito.
Magkaibigan.
Tapos, kumbaga, okay yun to some degree in a personal sense or not in a professional sense. Kaso ang problema, na-incorporate yun sa professional setting. Yun ngayon yung medyo tagilid. Which is, yun din yung reason na I'm inclined to really agree with you dun sa sinabi mo na kapag gagawa ka ng business, kapag mag-start ka ng business, lalo na kung mag-hire ka ng people, don't hire as much as you can. Don't hire people who are close to you. Kasi, ayun, kumbaga, mag-bleed through yung relationship nyo outside of work sa loob ng work eh. Tapos, paano kung meron ka pang ibang parang employees na ganito, ganyan. Tapos parang, bakit dito sa empleyado na to dahil kaibigan niya, sobrang lambot niya, tapos di niya pinaparusahan, ganito, ganyan. Kasi, nakasulat na, sinabi na ni OP na, tamad yung yung kaibigan niya for 15 years. Nasa yun. Kumbaga, ayun din, para sa akin, ang solution dyan is, in an ideal situation din, medyo mali kasi yung pagkaka-frame ni OP na parang tinitignan niya in a personal sense yung professional setting. Dahil lang dun sa tao. Tignan mo yung performance. Kumbaga, be as good a boss as kumbaga kung how bosses are. Kumbaga, titignan mo.
Be objective, right? Ano yung objectively na provide niya.
Kasi, if anything, yan yung dahilan kung bakit nafa-flood control project tayo. Hindi, yun. Kumbaga,
we're getting political.
Hindi, pero yun. Kumbaga, yung ganun ka, yung laging merong
kapit, friendships.
Naka-save na seat para sa mga malalapit sa'yo. Yun kasi yung parang medyo, nawawala yung parang merit ng actually doing good kung alam mong lugi ka dahil ka-close naman pala nito kaya wala akong magagawa, wala akong
Yeah.
Kaya, tapos ang masakla pa doon, pwede siyang mag-spiral down. Hindi ko sinasabing ito yung nangyayari doon sa OP kasi this will be insinuating something. Pero meron siyang tendency na, okay, yung long-term na friend ni boss is tatamad-tamad. Tapos hindi ko ma-overtaken pagdating sa priority yung friend ni boss. So okay lang din siguro na magtamad din ako. Kasi tamad naman yung pinakamalapit na tao ni boss. Parang ganon. As a business, as a company.
Effect na siya.
Oo, mag-domino effect siya. So yun, kumbaga, look at it objectively. Be an actual boss and don't look at them as friends but as employees. Kasi this is a job. This is a profession. This should be a professional setting. If anything, medyo may unprofessionalism din si OP doon kasi ayun nga. Tinitingnan niya as friends yung yung mga
kasi doon siya kasi syempre matagal silang friends eh. So, syempre, baka mag-guilty siya. May guilt doon na, hindi ako yung side nung ni OP, I guess. Pero like, maganda yung side mo, yung sinabi mo na, if nahirapan ka to piliin, pumuting na as friends, sino mo sila, as co-workers, as workers, employees, basically, like, okay, sino yung mas nagbibigyan ng output, sino yung mas productive. Tapos, yun na lang. So, hindi siya DKG. Di ka gago. Yeah, I think di ka gago. May comments ba? Anong sinabi ng comments?
Actually, DKG din. Ito. DKG, 15-year friend filed his resignation. You accepted it. You got a replacement which is yung 1-year friend afterwards. His personal life shouldn't matter here. Exactly. Ito yun. Kumbaga, sobrang overconvoluted ko lang
But it gets difficult, right? Especially pag kilala mo na siya for a decade and a half. Na parang, I don't know. Pero you gotta rip the band-aid of like, bro, sorry, nakahanap na ako ng bago. I guess doon na magiging complicated kapag nagreklamo si 15 years na like, i-fire mo siya, balik mo ako. Like, ibang usapan na yun, right?
Yun na legit power trip na yun na parang, okay, yung pagiging close natin sa personal life, yun yung gagamitin.
Gumawa siya ng fallacy. Kung ano mong fallacy yun na like, dahil close naman tayo, di ba? Like,
yung niya na, i-goad niya na yung yung kaibigan niya.
For the friend card, gagawin niya yung friend card.
Dun sa na yun, Etong sinabi na his personal life shouldn't matter here. Oo, tama. Pero okay, nagigets ko na din yung point mo na parang, oo, kasi 15 years, man. Sobrang, that's a long time. So parang, medyo nagigets ko na rin na kaya ganito yung pagkaka-word ni OP. Kasi 15 years kaibigan, 15 years part of your life, 15 years tropa, 15 years barkada. Kumbaga, in a way, part na siya ng life mo eh. To some degree, parte na siya ng buhay mo. Hindi man sobrang lalim, pero naging parte na siya ng buhay mo. Kaya siguro, ayun yung dahilan kung ba't natitignan niya rin to as 15-year friend versus 1-year friend. Ayun.
Pero yun. May isa pa ba? Kahit one more, so we can see yung parang at least yung sabi ni ibang tao.
Ito, merong maikli, pero i-follow up ko yung isa, although hindi ko pa nabasa yung isa. Etong isa maikli lang, DKG, choose who's more capable and who will help you in the long run. Tapos yung isa naman is DKG, and don't hire and keep people based on friendships. Oh.
Yeah, that's it's a double-edged sword. Yeah, mas madali yung production. Kasi maraming production naman production. Maraming like parang examples na nagwo-work out siya naman. I guess you gotta vet lang talaga yung friend na yun. You know, kung like pumasok mo siya dahil friend mo siya or pumasok siya dahil friend mo and qualify siya for whatever job is,
you know, kailangan hindi mawala yung parameter na yun na qualified pa siya. Or actually hindi lang sa kung qualified siyang pumasok kung qualified pa rin siya after a while na maintain niya yung trabaho. Kasi ayun, actually ito DKG, and don't hire people based on friendship. Dapat may KPIs pa rin, which is I think key performance indicators. Tama ba? KPI.
KPIs, yeah.
Yan, indicator, tama. Problema pagkaibigan, hindi pwede pagsabihan kasi sasama loob niya. Buti nga nag-resign na siya. With your new hire, magiging mas strict ka. At wag mahiya if it still does not work out with the 1-year friend. Fire and replace. 12K for a few errands a week, madami kang makukuhang iba. For real. Ako nga, nung nakita ko na konting trabaho, tapos 12K kagad, sinabi ko kanina habang sinasabi ko yung post, nabi ko ako na lang yung Harry kasi bro, man. Ayun. Yun yung mga pero unanimous feeling ko naman DKG lahat. Oh, DKG
lahat. Yeah.
Ayun.
There we go. Yeah. So I guess same kami. Ako DKG. So ikaw din, safe to say DKG ka, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, yeah. Pretty straightforward so far.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens sa next story.
So far, so good.
Yeah. So ayun, next story. Okay, may transition, may sound effect. Okay. Nasinisira natin kasi nagsasalita tayo. Okay. Ako ba yung gago? ABYG. If I ruin my guy friend's relationship with his wife. Okay? If I ruin my guy friend's relationship with his wife. Okay. Ba't hindi mo sabing friend na lang? The guy. Kasi kailangan. Okay. Please don't share or post this outside Reddit. Oops, sorry. Very candid kami, nagbabasa lang diretso.
First time namin itong basahin.
And ba't mo siya pinost publicly? I'm sorry, OP. Anonymous account ka naman, looking for it, but I'm sorry. Okay, gusto ko sabihin, outright, I'm sorry. But pinost mo siya sa Reddit, mababasa siya, public thread siya. Dude, come on. Okay, I just want this out of my mind dahil wala pa ako right now pwede sabihan and this is already messing with my brain. Okay, just to be clear, hindi po ako yung kabit. Okay? Till now, medyo nanginginig pa ako sa naging result ng actions ko and was even contemplating kung tama ba na nangailam pa ako sa issue nila na kung iisipin ay hindi naman ako kasali. For context, I have multiple group of friends and yung iba hindi magkakakilala. Like for example, group of friends A, hindi nila kilala yung group of friends B. Gets ba? Gets namin. Yes po. Opo. Joke lang, sorry. Si OP kasi, inutuso kasi tayo ni OP. Huwag niyo i-share. Pero i-share ko sa Reddit. Like, come on. Okay, sorry. Sorry, OP. Medyo sarcastic. Okay. Bale, si guy friend na friend ko since college ay nasa group A. He's been married for 5 years na with his wife na hindi ko naman ganun ka-close pero nakilala ko na twice during our reunion. Meron silang isang baby girl and currently living in Laguna. Then I have this girl space friend from group B wherein naging close kami because of work. Lagi to si girlfriend nagkakwento about her LDR relationship pero hindi niya mapakita yung photo kasi daw kilalang tao si BF niya and he wants their relationship to be private. Nagkakilala ata sila sa isang pub sa Sydney 2 or 3 years ago if I remember it right. So, 2 months ago, I was roaming around BGC when I saw guy friend being sweet and touchy at naka-HHWW. Anong ibig sabihin nun?
Holding hands while walking. I'm sorry.
Holding hands while walking. Sorry. Man. Medyo ano ko dyan. Outdated. I'm a boomer. Naka-holding hands while walking pa with a girl. At first, I thought si wifey niya na pumayat at blooming. Medyo chubby kasi si wife because of pregnancy. Pero when I first saw her, ay payat siya noong newlywed pa lang sila ni guy friend. Then biglang nakita ko yung side view ng kasama niya and I was shocked na it was my girl space friend. Supposedly, dapat di na ako nangailam kasi di ko naman talaga siya problema. Pero hindi ko alam kung ano pumasok sa isip ko at nakapag-decide ako to take a photo of them secretly. I followed them around like a freaking stalker and took multiple photos. Pagka-uwi ko ng bahay, I was still in shock and disbelief. Kilala ko si guy friend as a faithful and loving husband kaya hindi ko talaga akalain. Hindi ako makapaniwala na tarantado siya. Bigla akong naawa sa wife niya. Took me a week to decide kung isasend ko ba kay wife or hindi. Nabuo yung decision ko at sinend ko using a dummy Facebook account sabay deactivate nung account na ginawa ko. That was back in May. Now, usapan sa GC namin ng college friends ko na si wife ni guy friend ay nag-file ng annulment and si guy friend ay laging lango sa alak at nagkaroon na din ng tendencies of, self-termination tendencies. And sabi pa ng isang college friend ko, in Minecraft, plan na daw ng parents ni guy friend na dalhin sa Australia si guy friend and doon mag-therapy dahil mukhang lumala na ang mental health niya. Tamang scene lang ako sa mga messages pero sa totoo lang nakukonsensya ako sa mga nangyayari. About kay girl space friend, last month, she ranted na gusto niya daw makapaghiwalay sa BF niya kasi sinaktan daw siya physically. Mukhang hindi rin aware si girl space friend na pamilyado yung tao. Basically, pamilyado yung BF niya. Hindi ko na lang din sinabi kasi takot ako na malaman nila na ako yung dahilan kung bakit nagka-leche-leche ang buhay ni guy friend. To be honest, hindi ko din alam kung anong gagawin ko. Should I just keep it to myself? Feeling ko malalaman din naman nila in the future. Hindi ko alam. What should I do? ABYG na I ruined someone else's life.
You take this, man.
Bakit ako? Why me?
Actually, I want to know what you think about this situation, this conundrum, this circumstance.
I mean, may moral right. Cause I'm just in-observe ko right now. May moral right naman siya in a way. Pwede mo masabi moral right? Yeah, tama, may nag-cheat. Na may family man ka, may anak kayo, and may nakikita kang ibang guy, ibang girl, ibang babae. So may ano ka naman to say, to warning ka na, hey, nakita ko to. Kahit anonymously, right? I guess ang inisip kasi ng tao is, kapag may nangyari ganyan, hindi ko yan buhay. So, wala akong pakialam. Pero I guess I see the other side of it na like, again, ulitin ko lang, may moral right ka to do yung quote-unquote, the right thing. Kasi nagloloko yung guy behind the back of the wife. So, like yung result ng ginawa mo, is sa kanila na yun. Kung na-fix man nila or not yung relationship. But, I don't know. Nandun ako sa DKG, right? Ikaw, what do you think? I'm just like, yeah. Nandun ako kasi like, yeah. It's just a fucked up situation. Kasi may anak kayo, but you're cheating with your wife. Lalo na pag may anak. I guess nagbabago ni tingin ko pag may anak na.
Yeah.
Like, lalong nagiging
it's a different level of commitment of relationship kapag family na yung usapan eh. Kasi it breaks the unit. It breaks the family unit.
Ikaw ba? What do you think? Like, anong form sa utak mo?
Yeah. Actually, I get both sides of it. Na nagets ko yung yung moral right angle of it. Pero nagigets ko rin yung buhay nila yon angle. Pero at the same time, it feels as if ang hirap i-gauge kung ano yung... Kasi no matter how you look at it, open for interpretation kung tama yung ginawa ni OP. Kasi nga, depende sa tao. Depende sa kung paano tignan ng tao kung bakit ka nakailam, ganito, ganyan. Pero pwede rin na tignan na you did the right thing, na ayun nga, moral obligation, na parang nakita ka ng injustice tapos hindi mo i-straighten up. Kumbaga, kung ikaw di mo kayang dalhin yun sa sarili mo, you're bound to do it. You're bound to straighten shit up. You're bound to set things straight or to say the truth, to share the truth, ganon. So ayun, kumbaga, it's for wrongs and rights sake, like in isolation, tama naman yung ginawa niya. Kesa i-withhold niya yung yung information. Tama naman. It's just that ang dami lang talagang gray area kasi ang daming circumstance na nagmamadi nung circumstance ng pagiging tama nung ginawa niya. Pero in isolation, tama yung ginawa niya eh. Pero ayun nga, kumbaga considering na ayun, hindi niya naman relasyon, ganito, ganyan. Basically, nanghimasok siya. Depende.
Yeah.
Depende yung interpretation eh. Depende sa Kasi merong mga tao na sasabihin niya na, ba't kanya ngayon ilam? Pero meron din magsabi na, ayun nga. Kumbaga, man. So, meron siyang sense of ambiguity. Pero in isolation, for morality's sake, tama yung ginawa niya. Ayun.
Yeah.
Hindi niya withhold yung truth, kumbaga. Pero, man, kahit yun. Kahit yung withholding of truth sa isang tao, merong different parts. Oh my, magiging philosophical na naman.
What do you think about this? Kasi like, let's explore this, right? Interesting kasi yung perspective mo is, morally naman, pasado si Guy. Pasado si OP. You did the right thing. Pero, bakit, ano yung parang may sasabi ko sa moral quandary, pero parang meron kang may asterisk yung pasado siya. Para sa'yo, sa perspective mo. Ay, na like ba, nang himasok kasi siya, like anong, what's going on there, kumbaga, like why do you think, like, ano yung other side of the argument, kumbaga, na dapat hindi niya ginawa yun?
Kaya ko siya hindi masabi. Kasi, ambiguous din. Ayun nga, kumbaga yung ambiguity ng pagiging tama or mali niya, given the context na hindi na in isolation, yun din yung dahilan kung ba't hindi ko masabi yung mga factors kung bakit mali yung ginawa niya. Bukod dun sa sa nangihimasok, ganito, ganyan. Kasi pwede siyang tignan in different angles in such a way na alam mo yun, ewan ko. There's no other way of saying it.
Kasi like, I get it. May pumasok sa isip ko just now. Like, kasi merong universe na nakita niya yung nag-holding hands si girlfriend and si guy friend. And mag-best friend sila. Like, ewan ko, like, like, may possible na like, complicated na situation na very touchy sila mag-best friend kasi nag-handhold HHWW, hand-holding while walking. Ewan ko kung ba't kailangan yung i-abbreviate yun. Pero, anyway.
It's a thing. It's a thing. It's a high school thing, actually.
It's a thing, okay. It's a high school. Bakit? Parang di ba yata ako nag-high school? Di ko nakita HHWW. Alam ko like flames and shit. Pero yun, like, or, maybe iba utak ko, masyadong open-minded when it comes to this. Maybe open relationship or like sila polygamous relationship. Ewan ko, tapos biglang may message yung wife na hey, nakita ko silang ganun. Pero I guess at that point, like, understandable pa rin, right? Na kung ako yung wife, tapos ko let's say polygamous, hindi, okay lang. Okay lang, alam ko yan, ganun. Kasi, di ba, may alternate universe na ganun eh. So like, parang ngayon, yung tanong is, to bring forward yung information in the first place, this is something na, to be fair kasi like, anonymous yung dinrop eh, right? So like, parang, nawala doon yung attachment doon sa person eh, kasi kilala niya, ano. But, ewan ko, like, para sa akin, like, parang, ano ka lang, morally, like, nakita mo yon, alam mo may asawa, alam mo ano, and alam mong mali. Kasi yun yung parang moral code mo.
Yeah.
Right? Na cheating is bad, and like, parang yung immorality nun, kung pag ginawa mo, I guess para sa akin, like, I get it na, like, pasado pa rin siya. Pero, nagigets ko yung parang reservation mo about it kasi, parang, yun nga, nangihimasok ka ba when you do that? Right? Which is technically totoo, right? Kasi like,
ayun,
pumasok ka.
Ang daming technicalities na parang, bakit ka nangingialam? Hindi ka naman parte ng relasyon na to. Kumbaga,
kasi tanggalin natin yung cheating, di ba? May issue to, magiging issue to pag pinasok mo, right? Like, meron ka bang right enough to like pumasok sa issue nila? Parang ganun. It just when it comes to cheating, may special rules. Hindi ba special, pero
na parang okay lang, kumbaga everything is fair, na parang basta kapag may nakikita ko ano yung mukha agad.
Which is interesting, right? Like parang, again, yung societally speaking, yung cheating is something that like, for other people, I think I said this before sa a few episodes ago na, it's worse than other stuff na mas worse pa personally sa akin, right? Yung cheating, yung emotional impact kasi sa person, I guess. But if zooming out, like, it's just something na like, pag nag-cheat ka, like, ano ka na, hindi ka na salvageable as a person. Right? Diba parang
wala ka ng sense of redemption.
For both sides, right? But guys and girls, kaya pag tinatawag yung girls with names, yung guys naman is worthless, ganun, keme or like hindi siya lalaki. Basta may mga ganun perspective. Pero yeah, yung cheating lang is something na very, may special case kaya, naging issue to in the first place, itong thread na to, I guess. Okay, basta tayo ng konting comments lang. DKG, GGC guy, friend for cheating on his wife and creating this mess in the first place. And self-termination my ass, drama lang niyan because he got exposed. Don't fall for the narrative na porke walang gulo okay na lahat. In this case, the mess was necessary. Keep this to yourself though. Maghahanap yung mga parties ng involved ng sisisihin. I guess. DKG, you did the right thing. If I were the wife, I would want to know if ginagago ako ng asawa ko behind my back. And lastly, DKG, thank you for standing up for what is right. Hindi mo kasalanan kung bakit nagkanda leche boy nila. Consequences lang yan sa pagiging GG nila. Also, ang hirap paniwalaan na hindi aware si girl space friend mo na pamilyado yung ginawa niya. Yun. There we go. I guess, yun. Medyo nasa in contemplation ka. But yeah, usually very...
Hindi, eto, napapaisip lang ako.
Yeah, ano ba, what's cooking? What's cooking?
I understand. And I kind of expected it to be this way. Kasi nga, societally speaking, Filipinos and Filipinos concept of romance and monogamy and kumbaga yung sense nila ng relationship ng buong yung kultura ng Pilipino is like this. Kaya sasabihin talaga nila na okay lang yan, kumbaga okay lang na ginawa mo yan. Walang magsasabi ng himasok kasi hindi naman sobrang natatrump ng quote-unquote doing the right thing or doing what's morally right na pag-expose sa someone na merong third party, ganyan. Sobrang nalalamangan nun yung yung thing ng panghihimasok. Pero what if there was a culture and statistically speaking or probability speaking, probability wise, meron na mas mataas ang pagpapahalaga sa panghihimasok at hindi panghihimasok kesa dun sa pagsa-stand up. Diba? Na parang...
Interesting. Yeah.
Ayun,
I'm thinking of,
lang.
Nag-isip ako ibang scenario na like, nag-isip ako rin ng example lang, like parang off the cuff kasi ng podcast, right? So, nag-isip ako ibang example na what if may situation na nang himasok ka in mali. Right? Even if tingin mo tama. Parang yun yung iniisip ko ngayon na other than cheating or other than stuff na, nag-isip ako ng concrete na example. I guess sa pagpapalaki ng anak, I guess yung one example na nakita ko actually 50-50. Which is, ako din, like, papalit-palit ng opinion kasi sometimes, may nakikita kang parent na ito yung pagpapalaki.
Tas ayaw mo
usually sinasabi ng parents ko, huwag ka magsalita o huwag mong pagalitan yun, kasi hindi mo anak yan.
Bro, same.
Parang ganun. So, it gets complicated sa akin kasi, yung behavior, like, minsan kasi like papagalitan ko ba yung magulang o yung anak dahil sa ginagawa lalo na pagbata, right?
Same din dyan, bro.
So maybe yun yung paghihimasok na medyo 50-50 yung society kung papakilaman ba o hindi. Di ba like parang it just I guess
pero
to your
cheating,
point dun sa
ginudge ka agad, sige, gawin mo ka agad. Okay lang, go.
Yeah, like i-message mo si I guess again nasa side pa rin ako ni OP kasi of course may anak, like parang naiintindihan ko. Naiintindihan ko na like parang
ito din.
Tsaka kilala niya yung girlfriend and si guy friend. So parang, oh shit.
We're looking at different angles. Looking at different angles kung GGK si OP or not. Kung DKG
Wait, so
or
ang verdict
GGK.
mo is...
DKG
asterisk. So DKG with...
DKG asterisk.
DKG with asterisk. Gotcha.
Hindi, pero ayun lang. Kumbaga, this whole conversation, this whole discussion that Sign and I are having is, ayun nga, it's challenging the idea na 100% DKG ba? Or meron siyang pagka-GGK in other circumstances.
May nuance dun sa panghihimasok.
Pero,
I understand.
Just to keep it clear to everybody, hindi namin kinakondone yan. Yun.
Again, like we said, cheating
bad. Masama yun, pero it's just that may ibang tao May ibang tao na involved na hindi pasok doon na pwedeng magpa-complicate ng mga bagay kung tama yung ginawa nung tao na yun or hindi. Pero, so 100% mali yung ginawa nung guy.
Yeah. So how would you move forward with that? Kasi ang ginawa ni OP, anonymous tip siya, basically, na hey, may pictures ako, look at this, ito yung ginagawa nila nung asawa mo.
Yeah.
So yun yung parang, iki sa'yo, right? Kasi like, okay. Pero ikaw, like, how would you... Kasi, of course, may nakikita kang something na you feel is wrong, like gut feeling. Hindi na siya parang objective. Like, it's a visceral reaction na like, malito. You know?
Okay.
Maybe ito yung moral fiber, more like ethical, na malito. Anong gagawin mo? Paano mo ilalabas yung mali na yun, diba? Like,
okay. Good question.
Ikaw, ano tingin mo?
Because I've been there
ikaw
before.
Ikaw nasa sitwasyon ni OP.
Yeah.
Oh!
I've been there before, my dude. But the thing here is, I've also done both approaches. Merong time na I held my tongue, but there was also a time na in-expose ko. And, okay,
wait,
to give credit...
Cut off lang ako, like,
okay,
5 seconds lang, wait lang. So, naisip ko, kasi ang ginawa ni OP, kinausap niya yung wife, right?
Yeah.
Would it be better sa'yo, naisip ko bigla to, kausapin mo na si guy friend? Or you think like, di ba parang, pre, nakita ko to. Di ba like parang biglang naisip ko lang bigla na like, yung ba'y tama? Yung ba'y pinaka-tama sa lahat? Or, kasi technically, bibigyan mo siya ng chance na takpan yung stuff. Or, bigyan mo siya ng warning na sasabihin ko to sa asawa mo pag di mo to sinabi sa kanya. Pwede ba din na yun? Kasi like, di ba, it's just, I don't know, like, anong tingin mo? Bigla lang pumasok sa isip yun.
That's a good
angle
to take, man.
That's
a good angle to take. The thing here is, yes, okay yun. Bakit? Kasi ito yun Yes, there is a possibility. There's a high possibility na pagtakpan ng lalaki yung ginawa niya.
For sure.
Pero,
for sure.
Pero, you're not that dumb enough na hindi madediscern yun. But, you should be smart enough to give the guy, to give yung lalaki a chance na i-explain yung side niya. Tapos kung tagilid pa rin sa'yo yung side ng lalaki, sabihin mo na din doon sa lalaki na parang, man, actually, I don't even know. I don't even know kung dapat mo sabihin sa guy or hindi na, man, nahuli na kita and I'm just not really that convinced dun sa sinasabi mo. It feels as if meron talagang malicious intent at nag-cheat ka talaga. So, I'm going to have to tell your wife, I'm sorry. Kumbaga, ayun. Or, pwedeng hindi mo sabihin. Tapos, Tsaka after niya mag-explain, tas you didn't feel that convinced, tsaka makausapin si wife. Pero for the sake of actually understanding things before divulging information, crucial information, not to mention na sobrang crucial nung information na nasasabihin mo, it can make or break a relationship.
And it broke that relationship.
And it broke the person. Tas ito din pala, I get that cheating is bad. I swear I get that cheating is bad.
But seatbelt, hot take.
Hindi.
May but yan, everybody. Cheating bad, but there we go. I love it. This is what I love. Okay, go for it. Go.
Hindi, mag-ano ako liliko ako
liliko, okay.
Cheating is bad, but seriously, i-invalidate mo na baka mag-self-terminate yung isang tao dahil
yung isang comment doon.
Uri ng bagay.
Yeah, that's assuming a lot of stuff, dahil nag-cheat ka lang. Yun yung sinasabi ko kanina, right? Nag-cheat ka, so hindi ka na human.
Ganito, ganyan.
Yeah, like that's,
like na-invalidate na yung kabuuan ng existence mo. It's just as science said. Okay, you wouldn't care that much kasi nagko-comment ka lang naman sa isang thread. Pero what if this person actually terminated himself? Think about what OP will feel. Think about what OP will feel na nag-self-terminate yung tao na yun.
Yun na OP
will feel more responsible.
Yeah.
Exactly. Kung yung mga tao kaya nilang i-invalidate yung tao kasi hindi naman nila kilala OP knows the person. And seeing that this person has been down in the dumps, okay, to be fair, merong chance na baka ano lang yun. It's part of the antics ni Guy. Pero what if it actually happens? We can doubt all the suicidal people. We can doubt all the people who have issues, who have mental health problems as much as we want. But kapag meron nang nangyari, what else can we do? Mapaprove ba natin na, tama pala yung ano niya. He was going through something serious. Don't change up on people if you're one of the people who never believed that person was going through something in the first place.
In the first place, yeah. I agree. Just, actually, let's be careful.
I'm saying this in isolation dun sa ginawa niya. Kasi again, mali pa rin naman yung ginawa niya. Pero yung nararanasan niya, yung what he's going through is a very different thing.
It doesn't validate yung...
Jeez.
Yeah. Dahil lang nag-cheat siya, hindi ka na pwedeng maging...
hindi ka na pwede magkaroon ng issues.
Mag-isip ng self-termination. Yeah, like parang, wow, medyo...
It's a very different thing.
Okay.
It's a serious
thing. Yeah.
Ayun lang, kumbaga, meron bang hierarchy na kapag, nag-cheat ka, sige, pakamatay ka na, wala na kaming pake sa'yo. Is it really like that? Because that's how it sounded like.
It is, yung comment na yun. Si OP doesn't think that, by the way, gusto lang clarify. Yung comment na yun, yung nagsabing, invento lang.
Sobrang sobrang nagigilty lalo si OP na parang na ganun yung nangyayari dun sa Guy, which is a very human response, lalo na kung meron kang sense of closeness or proximity dun sa tao na nakilala mo siya, friend, acquaintance or anything. If you feel like you are responsible dun sa downfall, sa mental crumbling ng isang tao, kahit meron siyang maling ginawa, kahit meron siyang maling ginawa, magkakaroon ka ng sense na, oh shit, I instigated this.
Yeah, you started the fire, but kumbaga, may culpability doon ng responsibility, right?
Yung
which is kailangan niya yakapin ni OP yung side niya na yun. I did. Ako nag-start nito. At least kailangan niya accept yun.
Yung sense
ako nag-start, pero
yung sense ng the OP literally has a life on their hands because of what happened. Yun ngayon yung dahilan kung bakit...
I think hindi ako pupunta doon. I wouldn't go that far personally. Hindi naman hawak ni OP yung buhay nung...
Hindi, I mean, that's how it feels like for OP.
Okay.
Dahil doon sa nangyari.
And I feel like kailangan niya i-detach yun para sa personally.
Kaya yun
you need to like...
Yun din yung dahilan kung bakit I'm looking at things in different perspectives dun sa nangyari. Kumbaga it's a fact, cheating bad. Pero yung ABYG, kung DKG or GGK si OP for doing it, yun yung dahilan kung bakit ko ine-explore yung parts of it. Kasi,
interesting exploration by the way. Kasi like, napunta sa iba't ibang road na hindi ko in-expect at first na, like, interesting.
Ayun lang.
Pero thank you, OP. Ayaw mong i-share sa iba.
Pero share mo.
Pero tinan mo yung discussion, right? The very nuanced and, we gave you a fair shake, kumbaga. And para sa mata ko, OP, you're safe. Okay, DKG ka.
DKG.
Don't worry, okay? You're
Asterisk.
okay. With asterisk, gotcha. There we go. That's what I love, man. Yung mga natin. Self-grandizing. Tayo. Yes, we're so like nuanced.
We're so nuanced.
We look at every perspective here. Left, right, up, down.
We're not political. The thing here is, which is, dahil ina-explore namin ni Sign yung nuances ng isang bagay, medyo na-lost in the process or lost in translation or lost period yung yung glaring facts. Which is, yun yung dahilan kung bakit paulit-ulit ko rin sinasabi na we still believe na mali naman talaga yung ginawa ng lalaki. It's just that there are nuances din dun sa ginawa.
Explore lang natin yung implication ng ginawa niya and stuff. Which is something na hindi masyadong pinag-usapan. Like,
Yeah.
And ngayon nga, like, may mga thoughts ako right now na, what if ganito na lang yung perspective, right? Which is, you learn something new every day. So hopefully
expand your horizons, everybody. Yun lang.
There we go. All right, there we go. I love that. Di ko expect yun. I love that.
Yeah, actually.
So, there we go.
Okay. Wait lang. Transition. Okay. Next.
There we go. Nag-freeze frame ako para maganda.
Next story. ABYG.
There we go.
Na dinecline ko yung invitation na maging groomsman ng college friend ko sa wedding niya.
Okay, medyo wholesome naman this time. Or let's see kung wholesome or not.
So, ganito yung situation.
Dinecline, okay. Alright.
Ano to? Ma. Ba't ma?
Please, don't tell me nahirapan ka na naman basahin.
Yung first word, ma. Tapos, open close parenthesis, 30M. So 30 male. Ewan ko.
So siya.
Ewan ko kung siya yun.
Or May. May spell ba niya yung May?
Yung next
pero basically, matanda na sila.
Oo, basically, yes. Yung next word nung ma, 30M, yung May. Yun yung May. Ma, 30M. Oo, yun yung nakalagay. Ma, 30M.
Okay.
My college buddy ako for like 5 years. 31
Alright.
Halos parang kapatid ko na siya. After college.
My age. Maybe yung MA is my age.
Hindi naka both
bahala
capital.
na. Basta siya matanda
basta
na 30M siya.
30M siya tapos 31M.
May kaibigan siya 31M? Okay, gotcha. There we go.
After college, bihira na kaming mag-usap dahil sa life changes. Pero I did try to reach out multiple times. Nag-message ako sa Messenger, WhatsApp, Instagram, pero hindi siya sumasagot kahit obvious na active siya online. Then, biglang dumating yung time ng upcoming wedding niya. After ilang buwan na walang reply, bigla siyang nag-message, "Hey, buddy, will you be my groomsman sa wedding ko? Si JP sana kaso hindi ko na makontak. Saka limited yung budget namin. So, my one slot left and that's for you." Pagkabasa ko nun, halo-halo na ramdaman ko. Parang ang dating convenient lang ako para sa kanya, hindi na genuine yung friendship namin. Para bang magme-message lang siya pag may kailangan. So I declined politely. Sabi ko busy ako and occupied sa life ko ngayon. ABYG for declining the invitation kasi hindi niya ako nireplyan for too long at parang ginawa lang akong backup option.
No, I guess di ka gago, right? Like, yun yung boundary mo. Na-feel mo to and hindi naman kayo naging super close na ngayon. I feel like you have every right to say kasi inask ka naman, di ka naman niya pinilit. So, di ka gago. I feel like di siya gago. Or baka may nuanced perspective here na di ka makita.
Actually, eto medyo nitty-gritty na lang to.
Okay.
Ang saklap ng pagkakasabi naman nung kaibigan niya. yun lang yung napansin
dapat,
ko na parang
doon ako na-offer it. Dapat si JP kaso, di siya pwede ikaw na lang. Like, parang,
tsaka limited budget namin.
I feel touched. Like, na ako yung third option mo.
Thank you. Ayun, So, I get...
Pero maging komportable ka ba doon? Let's say, kakasal ka, tapos yung groomsman mo, inask mo lang yung... Parang gusto ko kung ganun, wala na lang akong grooms people. Yeah. Gets mo ba? Like, parang gusto ko yung tao na nasa paligid ko kapag kakasal ako. Yung importante sa buhay ko, hindi yung parang, siya na lang kasi hindi siya available. I-move mo. Alam mo yun, isang araw lang mangyari, isang beses mangyari, no, sana. Sa buhay mo. But kailangan, ewan ko, maybe iba yung tingin ko doon.
Pati ang weird
pipilitin ko kasama si JP doon, right?
Nagsasabi ng speech yung, diba? Yung, hindi, actually best man pala yun.
Kung best man, yeah.
Grooms, well, hindi pa nga siya best man dito, groomsman lang siya. My gosh.
Yeah. I don't know, like, maybe ako lang, pupunta ako dun sa, ni OP, sa kakasal yung friend, ba't ganyan yung perspective niya na, ikaw na lang kasi wala si, ganun. Like, okay ka ba dun na like, gusto mo lang miss lots? Yun ba tingin mo dun sa taong nasa likod mo habang nagsasabi ka ng vows?
So, ibig sabihin, wala kang
parang
friends?
Hindi siya, yun nga yung weird, right? Bigla po kasi sa isip ko, bakit nandun ka na, di ba? Alayin nyo na friends, you know, tapos ito yung listahan mo. Like parang
next in line. Next in line sa sa throne.
Yeah. Like parang may in-scratch off niya, JP, scratch off.
No.
Okay, sinong
ikaw
next?
Na lang, OP,
tapos yung next niya is yung, yung nasa messenger niya, 5 tao lang, no? 5 bubbles. Di ba rin inisip ko, like, bro, taas mo naman stars mo a bit, you know? I mean, you know, deserve mong mahindian kasi ganun yung sinabi mo.
Pero ito, at the same time, ito, dagdag na lang din to, hindi na to parang nuance or something. It feels like pwedeng maging chance itong wedding na to for coming through. Na ikaw, na si JP hindi nag-come through, ikaw nag-come through, tapos pwedeng dun kayo maging close. Na, okay, for now, it feels like ikaw lang yung convenient option. Na hindi genuine yung friendship nyo. Pero what if ito yung magsa-start nung genuine na na connection mo dito na parang marireciprocate na yung body feeling, yung college body feeling na meron ka toward him na parang oh shit, ay naalala ko na kung bakit kita college body for 5 years kasi you're coming through, ganitong uri ka ng tao, ganito ganyan, tapos pwedeng yun yung mag-rekindle ng parang friendship nila. Kumbaga nagigets ko si OP na parang nakaka-offend naman kasi talaga yung pagkakasabi. And na I also respect yung course of action na kinuha niya na ayun nga na parang nag-decline siya politely kasi feeling niya option lang siya, tas parang kakausapin lang siya pag may kailangan, kakausapin lang siya kapag kapag wala nang ibang people na available. Pero ayun, kumbaga hindi alam niya ba kung ano yung napagdadaanan nung kaibigan niya? Or siya lang yung nag-make up nung nung scenario na yun na parang, hindi, kinakausap lang ako nito pag may kailangan to. Hindi naman to talaga kaibigan. Hindi kaibigan turing sa akin nito. Turing sa akin nito. Tool, instrument. Really? Kumbaga, ito, as much as possible, I don't want to assume malice in a lot of I don't want to assume anymore na laging primarily malice ang
magandang quote. I don't want to assume anymore. Aldous, 2025.
Hindi, kasi parang meron kasi I analyzed sa sarili ko recently na parang actually hindi recently pero fairly recently na I often have the tendency to always assume malice in a lot of people's actions. Tapos yun yung lagi kong unang na naiisip. Tapos parang I realized how toxic it was, not just toward other people but toward myself. Na parang I get na parang trust should be built from the ground up and hindi mo ibibigay yung kabuuan ng trust mo tapos magte-trickle down siya unti-unti. Pero iba yung pagbibuild ng trust from the ground up to starting with doubt and to start with malice toward malicious thoughts or malicious thinking na merong malicious intentions kagad sa isang tao. Tas yun, parang na-differentiate ko siya. Iba yung magbibuild ka ng trust sa masama kagad iniisip mo sa tao.
Yeah, yun yung foundation ng thought mo. Ginawa niya to kasi bad person siya. Gusto niya magpahiya.
Diba?
Ganun. Like, why would you jump agad doon? Hindi yung parang... Yeah, interesting. Yeah, like parang yung reframing ng thought, right? Changes yung perspective mo sa taong yun.
Wala man lang conversation about it. Kasi, okay, pwede kang mag-decline politely.
Benefit of the doubt, yun yung word, right?
Pwede kang mag-decline politely, pero you never really got to communicate with your college buddy. Alam mo yun? You're just expecting na kapag magme-message ka, magme-message din siya. Isn't that a little conditional? Isn't that... hindi ba parang ang magiging dating ngayon nun is magme-message ka kasi may kailangan ka rin sa kanya na kailangan mo na mag-reply siya sa'yo.
May layers of kailangan.
Diba? Kumbaga,
I get what you're saying.
Hindi niya kinausap hindi niya kinausap yung kaibigan niya na parang, kahit hindi niya muna sagutin Hindi muna siya mag-decline politely.
But sabi niya, what happened kay JP? Ba't hindi siya available? You could, pwedeng maging option yun, right?
Tapos isegue niya na, I just realized, man, na ang tagal na nating di nag-uusap. Kumbaga, what's been up? Kumbaga, tapos kung dun mo napansin na parang kahit dun sa small talk na yun or sa pagka-catch up na yun, walang time sa'yo yung tao na yun, that's when you burn the bridge. That's when you decline politely.
Yeah.
Pero what if there's actually a good reason here kung bakit hindi ka niya nakakausap? Diba? Kumbaga,
may bago na naman road. Yung fork na hindi ko masyado at first. Kasi that's something like parang like it's within OP's right to like decline, right? But may alternate universe na, bigyan niya ng onting benefit of the doubt si Fred na, mali mo si JP pala kaya hindi available is nagka-accident or something. Di ba like something like, oh, sorry about that. Parang ganun. And interesting perspective, Pero, mas naging flesh out si OP o yung situation, right? Sa mata ko. But I feel like nonetheless pa rin sa akin, like DKG pa rin,
DKG, right? Of course, man. Of course.
DKG pa rin kasi like, so, may seeds yun kung ba't yun yung thought niya dun sa friend niya na kailangan lang ganun. May pinanggagalingan niya si OP. So I feel like the same benefit na daw ibibigay ko kay OP na I guess may point si OP kung ba't niya inisip yun.
Justifiable pa rin naman yung ano niya. Kumbaga, hindi ko naman sinasabi na mali yung pag-iisip mali yung trail of thought or yung thought process ni OP. Ayun lang. Kumbaga, nag-offer lang din ako ng parang sayang yung opportunity na baka mas maintindihan.
Of reconnecting, possible reconnection. Yeah.
Ayun lang.
Yeah. Ano sabi ng comments? I'm curious if like,
merong naka-format na text na sobrang laki nung nung font. DKG pero it would have been much better kung hindi mo rin siya sinagot. Para mag-overthink at umikot rin naman puwet niya kakaisip kung papayag ka ba or hindi. That's a little too retributive justice.
Revengey. Parang nasa revenge na.
It's vengeancey. Yeah.
Okay.
Tapos yung malaking font na niya na tinype nung same commenter na yon. Reciprocity, bro. Yan yung sinabi niya.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I can see why.
I get the reciprocity thing, pero it won't always be reciprocated. And if you're only being friends or connecting with people for reciprocity, it kinda seems like you're the one who's conditional when it comes to things.
Interesting.
Ayun. Ayun. Tapos yung isang yung isang comment, sinabi, si JP sana pero, kinote niya, si JP sana pero hindi ko na makontak. Tapos sinabi niya, DKG, ito palang kaiyak na haha. Ibig sabihin,
yun yung,
ano?
Yeah, go for it. Hindi, go for it. Yun yung visual reaction ko, like parang, okay, ba't mo binigay yung isang tao? Pero okay, na-feel ko tuloy option lang ako.
Yun talaga yung pinaka-tagilid sa pinaka-slant dito sa na to sa post na to Ang weird ng pagkaka-word.
Yeah.
Ibig sabihin kapag na-contact niya yung JP, hindi ka na i-invite. Yan. Alatang second option ka. Tama lang na mag-decline ka, OP. Kailangan ba lagi kang first option? bida-bida ba tayo lahat? Like, kailangan ba tayo laging first option sa lahat ng bagay?
Well,
what's so bad about
na,
being a second option para sa isang kaibigan?
That's okay, right? That's okay, but I get you, of course. Like, parang, pero that may uting delicatess, right? Na parang, tagalin mo na yung JP part, you know, like parang, hey man, like it's been a while. I'm getting married soon, and I want you to be my groomsman. That's it. Yun na yung kailangan mo. Hindi kailangan explanation na, kasi si JP, wala hindi ko siya makontak Si Mark,
kaya ikaw na lang.
Like, parang inilista yung mga tao before you. Magkakaroon ng tier list ulit ng friends. Di parang, okay bro, stop. Delete si JP. Yun ay akin.
Actually. Yes. That's a really good point. Ang weird lang talaga, bakit niya ba sinama yung tungkol kay JP? Tapos, ang masakla
JP,
pa doon, saka limited lang
yung
budget namin.
Hindi ka yun nga, anong implication noon limited na budget? Kasi nakuha ko doon, una, yung visceral reaction ko, ako yung tipid. Like, makakatipid kayo pag ako pala.
Ako yung budget
so, parang insulto lalo, right?
Oo, yeah.
Yeah, parang yung yung a la carte lang sa Jollibee, you know. Yung 79, alam mo yung mix and match?
Mix and match, yeah.
Yun yung yung reception food, no? And si OP lang specifically may ganung food. Yung iba like naka-catering. Nag-cost cutting sila kay OP. Mahal si OP, man. Mahal. Mix and match, naka-beef steak lang siya tsaka small coke, small fry. Hindi mo lang ginawang lunch. Hindi mo lang ginawang lunch yung order ni OP. Tapos kaninang umaga pa binili, no? So lamig-lamig na nung kanin.
Tapos sagi na yun, sagi na yung fries.
Tapos sagi na.
Man.
Yeah, man, sagi fries. Tapos wala pang ketchup packet. Hindi mo lang bumili ng ketchup pa. Literal na like nakasupot pa. So nakukulob na yung fries. Oh my God. Na-imagine ko yung sitwasyon. Lahat sila naka-catering, yung beef steak, yung iba, may cake, may yung parang cordon bleu. Si OP naka-mix and match Jollibee. Tapos tunaw na yung coke niya. Wala. Bro, tunaw na yung coke, man. So na siya. Wala na yung spirito. Tapos lasang na siya, yung lasa ng pagmatagal na yung soft drink dun sa cup.
Tapos natunaw na yung ice, nagiging lasang tubig na.
Lasang tubig. Oh my God. Maybe kaya, OP, I'm so sorry. Naging mix and match. At least baka hindi mo mix and match, pero baka baka may laruan. Baka naka-happy meal naman. Okay. Consolation. God, yun yung gift sa kanya, no? Oh my God. Perfect. Yun yung perfect okay, canon na yun. Yun yung mga OP, okay lang na humindi ka. Okay, yun yung magiging magiging reception food mo. God. Damn, natawa ko dun
Yung iba merong mga no? Anong tawag dun? Kung anong parang souvenir dun sa wedding.
Yeah, souvenir, yeah.
Tapos sa kanya laruan.
God! OP. Yung OP, okay lang. OP. Pasado ka, okay? DKG OP, di ka gago OP. Kakain ka lang ng sagi, tas tunaw na yelo na ko. Okay, okay ka na.
Okay na yun. Okay lang pala. Like, we get you.
We get you, OP. Sorry, OP. Okay. That's funny shit, man.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Hindi ako makamove. So. Okay.
Isang segment yun ng Jollibee.
Not sponsored. Sponsor us, please.
Sponsor us, please.
Pero yun. Okay, there we go. Okay.
Ang sakit ng cheekbones ko, gasto.
Yun nga. Di ko expect na bigla pumasok sa utak ko yung image na yun. Like, parang, fuck.
Tapos, alam mo ba yung mga table sa wedding, di ba, pabilog yun? Tapos lahat sila, naka-plato, gano'n.
Naka-pabilog,
yung parang cardboard na, ng Jollibee. Cardboard na container ng Jollibee.
Ayaw nga, Tapos naka-hat pa siya, yung sombrero ng Jollibee, pag birthday mo. Siya lang yung nakaganon. Complete package, man. And then sasabihin ng kaibigan niya, pre, package yun, pre. Naka-package ka.
Jolly party, pero ikaw lang mag-isa.
Jolly party package, pero solo, di ba?
Jolly party a la carte.
God damn, man. Sorry, OP. Okay lang na hindi ka tumagay pala.
Okay na yan.
Okay. Wait lang. That felt good. Okay. let's move on. Are we ready to move on? Last story of the day.
Sige. Okay.
Okay.
Reset momentum. Oh.
Reset.
Ay, transition. Yun yung reset momentum.
Okay. Yan, okay. Nakapag-reset na kami. Okay. Okay. Last story, okay. ABYG. Ako ba yung gago? Tinawag kong OFW yung tropa ko. Okay. Sorry. Oh, God. Nasisira na yung humor bone natin. This episode. Tinawag kong OFW yung tropa ko. Okay. In the spirit of catching up, I asked my Filipino friend who has lived in the US for a couple of years.
Ooh, sign.
Okay. Bro, kamusta buhay OFW? He somehow got offended and said, anong OFW? Resident na kami dito. You have to be sensitive sa paggamit ng OFW. So I apologize as I had no idea OFW is derogatory. I take the acronym for what it stands for and nothing more. He hasn't spoken to me since and it's quite sad because we were pretty close. ABYG dahil tinawag ko siyang OFW. I never thought it was offensive. Please educate me. That's it. Yun lang. Malit lang. Very small bite-sized ABYG, I guess. Interesting. Like, bakit derogatory OFW? Para sa akin, hindi.
Oh, same.
Dude, eto, gusto ko to emphasize. Tayo lang, I think, sa buong mundo na may specific term for Filipino worker. Alam mo, like, ewan ko, like, bakit siya, kasi tingin mababa. Bakit ganun? Why? So, anong tawag sa'yo ngayon? Kasi hindi ka working? Kasi nakatira ka na? I guess yun yung perspective ni friend.
Which is...
resident na ako dito, so OFR, overseas Filipino resident, I guess?
Hindi siya hindi siya... hindi offensive yung OFW. Prejudiced yung friend ni OP.
Oh, you went harder.
Mababa yung tingin niya sa mga OFW, kaya ayaw niyang tingnan siya as OFW.
Kasi siya, citizen or resident. So like, hindi ako yung other people na nagwo-work.
Man.
Parang, okay, why would you... Yeah.
Sign. Kamusta buhay OFW?
How dare you? Why would you say that? That's so offensive.
Oh man, hindi, actually, I want to ask you actually kasi
you're joke.
You're a resident.
I get you. Pero yun yung joke eh. Yun yung joke namin ni Jab is, tas, sa OFW, yung joke is yung magta-type ako ng Jeje. Like, okay lang me dito. Like, di ba, kasi yun yung, like, hirap ng buhay dito. Like, yung padala ko next month na. Di ba, yung cliche, yung tropes ng pag-OFW. Kasi yun yung, pero hindi ako ma-offend kasi, I'm poking fun lang sa like, kung bakit ganito yung sitwasyon natin sa Pilipinas na umaalis tayo kaysa sa nag-stay sa Pinas to like cultivate yung natin, workforce. Mas better option yung getting out para mas may better income, which is, again, yun yung implication. So, hindi ko siya take offense. Like, yun lang yung culture natin, I guess, na ang laking percentage sa atin na like nagiging bansa to work, hindi lang for pleasure, leisure, di ba? I guess yun, like, doon na innate acceptance sa akin. Kaya pag tinatanong ng ganyan, like, alam ko agad, parang may inside joke tayo lahat, alam natin yung sitwasyon, yung hirap. So, I guess hindi ko siya nakikitang offensive. Ewan ko. Yun yung aking personal thoughts ko kasi tinanong mo about it.
I mean, I think yun yung generally accepted idea, man. Kumbaga, kahit si OP, sobrang clueless niya na, derogatory pala yung
wait, what the fuck? Yeah.
Hindi naman talaga siya derogatory. If anything, it's one of the most honest jobs and at the same time pinaka-challenging jobs kasi aalis ka ng bansa mo.
True, yeah. I was about to say, like, lalayo ka sa pamilya mo, friends and family in your country.
Yeah, man.
Your country, bro. Ang brave nun. Yun lang dati pa lang kasi maybe kasi ang dami kong family members na nag-OFW. So yun lagi perspective ko na ang tapang nila. Kasi hindi ko kaya yun eh. Yung bata ko. Nakakatakot yun. Ikaw lang mag-isa mag-work up for us. Kaya ka diba bayani ang tawag? May blah 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 bayani, diba?
Yeah.
Tama ba? I forgot ko yung
modern day bayani yung mga OFW, yes.
Parang ganun. Kasi like, yung sinabi mo kanina, aalis ka sa Pilipinas. That should be something na like, to work ha? Hindi lang para mag-travel, magtatrabaho ka. Para palakihin yung anak nyo, like mag-funding financially, like bro. That's difficult as fuck.
Ako, meron akong recurring na parang offer na mag-aral pati magtrabaho sa Australia. Tapos just thinking about it,
But
man.
nandiyan ka pa rin sa Pinas.
Okay. Economically speaking,
what the heck?
Economically speaking, I understand where that's coming from. Pero in this sense, yung pinag-uusapan natin tungkol sa OFW and stuff, bro, just thinking about being away from the Philippines, pre, as in I can't. Kumbaga, which is all the more reason kung bakit saludo ako sa mga OFW for being that courageous na kaya nilang gawin yun, or parang okay, siguro hindi nila kaya, baka na-push sila ng financial situation or circumstance nila. So, pero either way, saludo pa rin for being able to do it. Kasi ako, I can never see myself na parang iiwan yung lahat dito sa Pilipinas. Okay, let's say na medyo downhill ang Pilipinas right now. Pero at the same time...
Medyo is understating.
It's been... Okay, downhill na siya, matagal na. Okay, pero at the same time, andito yung pamilya ko. This is everything I've ever known all my life, man.
Community, culture.
Tapos pupunta ako sa ibang bansa nang ako lang mag-isa.
Language.
To study and to work there. I mean, sure, merong mga I know a lot of Filipinos in Australia actually. Pero even so, kumbaga, actually, throwback, panoorin nyo yung episode ni Sign sa 1-year anniversary niya sa US.
Wow, pinlagan sariling episode.
Kasi hindi, bro, when I watched that episode, andun yun eh. I relate to that in such a way na it would have been this hard for me, if not harder. If not more difficult.
Interesting.
So if you want to have some semblance ng kung ano yung struggles ng mga OFW, kung wala kayong kapamilyang OFW, panoorin niyo yung episode ni Sai na yun. Like legit, makukuha niyo yung sense nun. Tapos ang pagkakaiba pa nito, hindi naman OFW si Sai. Like lumipat siya ng US talaga.
Yeah.
Pero andun yung vibe nun. Promise, panoorin nyo. Ayun lang. Kumbaga, for context. Kasi nakakatakot. So, hindi siya derogatory. If anything, it should be held at a higher standard ng parang dun sa mga sobrang... Kasi eto din, sinabi din ni Sain sa episode na yun, ng 1-year anniversary niya, na it's not every day na nagkakaroon ang mga Pilipino ng privilege to relocate to a different country. Ayun.
To relocate, to move, you need to go here to work. To work like,
To relocate. So, if anything, mas na puprove ngayon na privilege itong kaibigan ni OP. Pero at the same time, you know what often comes with privilege? Freaking prejudice, man. Kaya kung nasabi na prejudice
I agree.
Kaibigan ni OP.
Yeah.
Ayun.
Yeah, but mababatingin niya.
Legit.
Meron siyang Pride and Prejudice. So it's a good movie by the way.
Ayun.
Okay. Basa ko yung comments kasi I'm curious actually.
Okay.
DKG, na-offend yan kasi mas mataas na tingin niya sa sarili niya kasi resident na sila. Typical OFW na nakapag-migrate mentality. Tatanungin ka kung ano na status ng residency mo sa mga casual na kwentuhan. Laughing emoji. Hindi derogatory term mga OFW. Sinasabihan ngang bagong bayani. Ayun, bagong bayani. Tapos kapag tinawag kang OFW, ma-offend ka? Question mark. Which is I agree. Pero hindi ko pa nakukuha tong... inisip ko tuloy. Wala pa naman nagtatanong sa akin na ano ng residency mo. Like, ano ka na ba? Ganyan-ganyan. Parang wala naman. Or citizen ka na ba? Ganun. Hindi ko pa nakukuha yun. Pero baka may circle sa ibang bansa na yun yung topic siguro, lagi.
Yeah. Siguro sa
Australian citizen ka na ba? Canadian ka na ba? Parang,
NAR.
Yeah. NAR. DKG, itong isa. DKG, where does he live? Overseas. What is he? Filipino? Do he work there? Probably. Na-hit naman lahat ng criteria. Baka sensitive lang siya kasi pinaghihirapan niya maging PR.
Ano yung PR?
Yan mo na. Public relations, I guess? Or permanent resident?
Permanent resident. It's most probably.
Guys, can we HHWPR? Can we like use yung words? Na nasunod tayo ng ABYG, no?
Oo, actually.
Okay. Yun lang akin. Like, pet peeve ko lang yun as a boomer.
You're lagging behind, old man.
Boomer, zoomer, I'm lagging behind, man. Ay, yung mga word na to. Ano ba yung OFW, bro? Can we... Hindi, joke. Okay, last comment. DKG, the term OFW is not derogatory. To some, associated lang kasi yung term na yan sa mga domestic helper kasi mas common noon na sila ang nag-abroad kaysa sa mga skilled workers. Even so, wala naman dapat ikahiya sa work basta hindi illegal at walang inaapakan na tao. Masyado lang ma-pride yung tropa mo at merong colonial mentality.
Yes, actually. Yes. Very colonial mentality yung yung friend. Like, mas mataas tingin niya sa I mean, it's okay to acknowledge the economic status ng Pilipinas kumpara sa ibang
for sure
mga bansa, pero it doesn't iba yung mas mataas na yung tingin mo sa ibang sa ibang bansa o kaya sa ibang mga tao na gusto mo maging parte doon tapos parang hindi ka na naging Filipino in the first place. Yun yung masama eh. If anything, parang other side of the coin ng racism but still racism nonetheless yun. It's just that you're racist toward your own race. That's the thing.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like parang you're kicking the ladder down dahil nasa taas ka na.
Yeah.
So parang hindi na ako OFW, na ako resident. Like, okay.
Pero saludo talaga sa mga
overseas ka pa rin. Nag-work ka na Filipino sa ibang bansa. So, anong term gagamitin namin sa'yo as special one? Diba? I don't know, man.
Ako alam ko kung ano. GGK, pre. GGK yung friend na yun.
DGK yung friend, pero DKG si guy. Si OP.
DKG si OP.
There we go.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. Kahit yung remark niya na yun is, okay, yung joke na yun is medyo ginagamit yung OFW in hindi pa rin siya sa level ng derogatory eh. Pero alam mo yun, na parang yung stereotypical, ginagamit yung stereotype ng OFW.
Yeah.
Pero it doesn't mean na
pero
parang...
ano ba yung image ng stereotype na yun, right? Nag-work para sa family. Which is something na hindi siya derogatory in any means. Like, ang usual na joke is, ang hirap dito. Lagi niya yung joke, di ba? Like, ang hirap dito sa insert bansa here. Tapos yung balikbayan box papadala. Laging giving and laging like parang taking care of the people sa Pinas. Yung joke. Hindi natin pinapoke fun of WW. Malis ng bansa. Hindi ganun eh. It's more so yung poking fun sa situation lang na it's pretty sad. Na yun yung pinakaunang skit na naisip. Yung unang skit ng tao na hirap dito, padala ko next month, tapos balikbayan ko. Kasi yun yung culture ng Pinas eh. May mga balikbayan box every year, mga ganun, diba? Yun eh. Ingrained na sa atin yun eh. And you could say bad siya or good kasi umasa tayo sa ibang bansa. Hindi na po provide ng Pilipinas kasi
hindi tumataas GDP natin, GNP lang yung tumataas.
So wait lang, sa Pilipinas ba yun or sa US? Yung lahat tayo meron daw utang, yung mga Pilipino meron daw 100,000 na utang or something. Sa US ba yun?
Ano yun?
Or sa Pinas? May nakita akong headline the other week, I forget ko ano. I think sa Pilipinas yun. Lahat daw ng Pilipino. Pilipinas ba yun? Correct me. Source, I made it the fuck up. Merong 160,000 na utang or something like that. Bruh. I think sa US yun. I don't know. But yung parang nagulat lang ako na, are you freaking serious? Yun yung joke. Yun nakita ko sa comments. Like parang, bro, nag-aaral pa ako. Paano ba ako magkakawata? Hindi, wala. Bigla pa kasi it's just the economy, man. Like the world right now. But yeah, DKG COP.
DKG.
Lahat ng thread ngayon, DKG, right?
Yeah,
may asterisk on your end. May isang asterisk on your end.
Wala tayong GGK.
Yung mga OP ngayon, mga OP na nabasa natin right now,
mababait.
Pretty good. Mababait.
Or pero at the very least, morally right. Morally inclined. Parang gano'n.
Yeah. Pero yun. Speaking of morally inclined, it's a moral right na mag-like and subscribe.
Hey! That's a stretch, pero still, man. Nice.
Morally tama. Yun yung dapat yung gawin. Like, subscribe, and follow. sa Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Wait, final words. Nag-sign off na ako.
Nag-sign off kagad. Final words. Saludo sa mga OFW. Sign.
Yeah, for sure.
Sign sana,
Thank you. I accept your salute.
Sana hindi sagi yung fries sa Jollibee.
Sana kayo din.
Wag kayo attend ng wedding as groomsman kung solo jolly party yung package sa inyo. Ayun lang.
And bantayan yung guy friend nyo, baka meron siyang girlfriend, okay? Na nasa ibang bansa.
Yeah.
Kinetic lang story daw. So yeah, Spotify, if nasa link, if gusto nyo yung voices or pag gusto nyo makita yung mga beautiful faces, YouTube. And yeah, TikTok and Insta for, clips and shits. But that's it for this episode. Very enjoyable. Ako, personally, na-enjoy ko. Hindi ka na-expect yung directions natin here.
Ngayon lang nag-recover yung cheekbones ko.
yung nakahinga tayo sa last story. Okay? Yun yung parang denouement, basically. Pangkalma. Pero that's it. Thank you for watching and or listening, guys. And see you next week na naman for another Crisis of the Midnights.
Yeah.
And
Crisis of the Midnights.
That's it. Signing off. And Aldo's ba? Anong sa'yo? Kasi ako
wala. Das Vidania lang yung alam ko eh.
Das Vidania. Walang play on words sa name mo na Aldosing or Aldos ewan ko, something.
Sa next episode. Kailangan pag-isipan. Baka
next episode,
pala.
Okay. It's gonna cook. It's gonna a week-long cook. Okay?
Oh, signing off.
There we go.
Ngayon ko lang na-gets. Oh! Signing off. Man.
Hindi ko lang... disappointment or surprise, delight, or... Alright. Signing off.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Das Vidania.
Thank you for watching and or listening to this episode of the Midnight Crisis Podcast. Maraming salamat sa mga tao to for making this possible. Aldos de la Peña, creator of the main theme, audio editor, and content producer. As Gardose for the concept art, and Joey Paculan for being our graphic designer and creator of the visual identity of Midnight Crisis.